Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So it's almost 6:40 now. I wanted to talk about motherhood because a lot of the times when I see motherhood blogs, it's always the happy stuff on the motherhood and like the nice stuff that goes on in motherhood, like how the kids are and how the kids are awesome and things like that. I rarely see the bad side of motherhood. So if you're wondering why am I driving at 6:40, it's because, okay, long story short, I have two kids. Okay, I have one who's almost going to be 4 and one who's almost going to be 12. So the 4-year-old, the one who's almost going to be 4, had gotten ill. Now, the 12-year-old was getting ill already. She's been coughing, a little bit feverish, but things went well and she's fine. 4-year-old in the morning basically started the morning with puking. Started puking and he started having a fever. So since he is the second child, I didn't panic as much as the first kid. The first kid, I used to panic a lot. The second one, I'm like, okay, everything is under control. We'll just do this. And I did some things that I normally do. And I did with the older one when she was that age. And she had the same thing. And then it got worse. It literally, the puking, like he puked 2 times right after each other. And I was like, okay, panic time. Because this is the first time I see it. Not only that, but this kid is normally hyper, like literally this kid is all over the place. And he was just laying down like a wilted plant, definitely not feeling well. And he still can't communicate, like he can communicate, but he can't communicate exactly what's wrong. So I'm like sitting there, I'm like, okay, so I took him, we went to the Egyptian version of emergency room. Which, by the way, is not an emergency room. It's basically, they're like, oh, the nurse isn't here. The one who's supposed to be responsible for emergency is not here. The pediatric isn't going to come until 12:30. Okay, so I was like literally in a position where I'm like, I have no idea what I need to do. But I'm like, you know what? I know I'm just going to give him the fever reducer. Hope he sleeps. I think sleeping will do well. And that's exactly what happened. He slept for about an hour and then literally it's like he woke up and he was a little bit like himself, a little bit still wilted, still sick. By the time the pediatric came, I actually was there. Pediatric looked at it, inflamed tonsils, and I'm like, okay, good. So the pediatric gave me a list of stuff that he should not eat. Now I have 2 picky kids, and by picky eaters I mean they are picky. And I've tried to solve that in different ways. It's just the kids are that way. They are picky. This kid does not like mashed potatoes. And I'm like, okay, I'll just try and make it into like the same thing as fries. So I'll make it into fries. It's mashed potatoes, but it's in the shape of fries. And I'm like, okay, let's try this one. Heck no. So it's 6:40. I am literally driving to the supermarket now to get him some breadsticks, because that's the closest thing that I can feed him that is going to hold his stomach, because he had diarrhea after that. So just like at the same time, it's one of the things that he's allowed to eat, and I'm like, it's just, yeah, welcome to motherhood. And thing is like my dad is like, oh, you can get it tomorrow, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna drive now and get it now, because I don't want the kid to be ill. Like, the kid ate nothing but rice today. That's if you want to know how bad it is. And he does not like rice, so but he ate today rice because he was that hungry. And I was like, so I tried to give him something like some proteins or anything like that. Hell no. He was like, nope, not gonna be doing proteins. And I'm like, okay, yay for that. This is painful. Now I have to look for parking. It's gonna be fine. But yeah, this is part of being motherhood. And my other kid that was sick, like, she's better now, which is good. And oh yeah, for medication, So just to give you another like list of like why it sucks to be in Egypt is because the medication that the doctor get, some of them have been like recalled. Some of them have false, not false advertising, but false manufacturing. So could not get this and could not get this medication, and the pharmacist was like, well, we'll try and get something that will be good for you. So yeah, welcome to Egypt. Now we have to look. Now we're just gonna have to wait for the guy to open the door so I can be able to get into there. But yeah, that's been my day. Anyways, bye bye.